Hello everyone, in this tutorial we will discuss Microsoft 365 8 amazing functions. It can make you data manipulation expert, solve complex problems and much easy to use and apply. First function is TOCOL function. This is the syntax of this function. It converts an array or range of cells into a single column. The function takes three arguments, but only the first one is required. For example, is equal to TOCOL and with the parenthesis mention the table array. So 1 is used to ignore blanks, 2 is used to ignore errors, and 3 to ignore both. So let's practice it here. This is a table array having the 4 categories and then various names are mentioned under it, and we want these names to come into single column here. So we will use the function TOCOL start bracket and select the table array, and now close the bracket, press enter, and look, all entries have been mentioned in the single column here. So if we want to ignore blanks, so we will use comma and write 1 here, press enter. So now if I delete some entries in the table array, look, it has been ignored in the column. Look, both blanks have been ignored in the column. If I undo it, it has came back. This function is TOROW function. This is syntax of this function, and it converts the table array into a single row. The previous one was converting into the single column, but it is converting into a single row. So again, it has required the first argument only. So let's practice it here. This is a table array, and now it will convert into a single row. So is equal to 2 row start parenthesis, select the table array, close parenthesis, and hit enter. Look, all the entries have been converted into a single row. Third function is WRAPCOLS. Here is the syntax of this function. It wraps an array into a new two-dimension column array. The vector means the reference to wrap, and the wrap count means the maximum number of values for each column. So let's practice it here. You can see in row 1 the category 1, 2, 3 and the names are mentioned after it. We want these names to come after the category 1, 2, 3 and 4 in column form. So write wrap calls start parenthesis, select the whole row A1 to AF1, and after comma write 4 to present these names after category 1, 2, 3. Look, the categories have been mentioned in column A, while the names have been mentioned in B, C, D and so on in column form. Fourth function is WRAPROWS. It is the syntax of this function. It wraps the provided row or column of cells by rows after a specified number of elements to form a new array. So vector is the reference and wrap count means the number of values for each rows. So let's practice it here. You can see the same data as the previous one in the row 1 is mentioned, and we want these names under category 1, 2, 3 and 4 by row. So write WRAPROWS start parenthesis, select the array and write 4 after comma and look, categories have been mentioned in row 3 and downwards the names have been mentioned in row 4, 5 and 6, so on. So number 5, VSTACK function, which is very interesting one. This is the syntax, very simple syntax. It helps to easily combine multiple tables into one table, and it combines the table vertically. Let's practice it here. You can see the table 1 and table 2, and we want these tables to combine here. So write is equal to VStack and just select the table 1 array, comma, and then select table 2 array. Close parenthesis, hit enter, and look, the data under table 1 and table 2 has been shown here easily. So this is very easy and interesting function. So number 6, hashtag function, which is very similar to the previous one, but here it rearrange or combine the tables horizontally. So look, here are the table 1 and 2, and these tables will be rearranged horizontally on the right side. So write HSTACK, start parenthesis, select table 1 array, comma, select table 2 array, close parenthesis, hit enter, and look, the same data has been shown or rearranged here. Here is error and we want to remove it, so we write if error in the start parenthesis, and after the last parenthesis write comma, inverted commas, close parenthesis, and hit enter. Look, the error has been eliminated. So 7th function is TEXTAFTER function. This is the syntax of this function. It extracts all the text that occur after a specific character or delimiter. Delimiter, the text that marks the point after which you want to extract. It is required, while the other arguments are the optional one. So let's practice it here. The names are mentioned in the column A, and the last name we want in the column B. So write text after, start parenthesis, select cell A2, comma, and mention the condition, space with inverted commas, then comma, and we want that after first space the names are extracted here. Close the parenthesis, hit enter, drag it down, and look, the names after first space have been mentioned in there. So look, if in row 6 the first space 2 names are mentioned, but we want the last name only to be mentioned here or extracted here. So we have to amend this formula a little. So write 2 and drag it down. So look, it has given error. So again we will need to amend it. After 2 parenthesis, write again the text after, start parenthesis, select cell A2, comma, and write 2 inverted commas, mention space here, close the parenthesis, and in the start write if error, start parenthesis, and at the end again mention the parenthesis. Look, no, only the last name has been mentioned here. Either in the left side there are two names or three names. Eighth function is text before function. This is the syntax. It extracts all the text that occur before a specific character. Let's practice it here. The names are mentioned in column A. We want that the first names are mentioned in the column B is equal to text before start parenthesis, select cell A2, comma, noted commas, give space as a condition, close parenthesis, hit enter, and look, the first name appeared. Drag it down, and for all names, the first name has been extracted. So here we have discussed 8 amazing functions introduced by the Microsoft. In our next tutorial, you will find some more interesting functions. Thank you.